Swish and swipe.
It's time.
I'm swishing, I'm swiping, but you won't hear me griping, cause I'm blessing my house today. I really dig it, I get it. It only takes a minute to keep my house looking this way. And you should see me move when I'm getting in the groove with a can-do attitude, or I fly so high when I'm swishing and swiping. No, you won't hear me griping, cause I'm blessing my house today. That's right. Made it a habit, there's nothing hard about it. Just 15 minutes a day.
Get on in here.
I'm cleaning and cleaning, I do my quick routines, and I'll soon be able to play. And you should see me smile when I'm sprucing up this tile. Only takes a little while and I'm done. And it's fun when I'm swishing and swiping. No, you won't hear me griping, cause I'm blessing my house today. Here we go now. Swish and swipe. And round I scroll, just once around this tub, and things are looking up when I fly so high when I'm swishing and swiping. But you won't hear me griping, cause I'm blessing my house today. That's right, I'm blessing my house today.
We're going to answer some questions today. This is our Q&A day. Get on in here. It's dark and nasty outside, and I'm having to turn on a lot of lights because it's really dark in here. We got questions. You got questions. I got answers, and we're going to get to it. But we're going to play a little game today. Between each question, we're going to share this video with people. So start right now. Let's start sharing, and because we can help a lot of people. The more you share, as Leanne says, the more you care. Okay, folks, let's get going. We've got some announcements to make. Yep, we're going to make some announcements. Coupon code is FUN2021. We have, you can take a 25% off on the Feather Duster. We have our Mop Pack Plus, which is a great price. I think it's half price. And then we have our Ultimate Pack, which has 11 items in it. It's everything you need to keep your home shining. It's $75 off right now. And then we have our Back to Basics pack. It's one of the best deals in the fly shop for $49.95. So get it now, and let's get some stuff done. Are you ready for the first question? First question. Be sure and share. Let's try to make it a clean sweep of every time I ask a question. And y'all got to remind me. As soon as I finish with a question, you got to remind me to share. Okay, first question is, how do I keep the smell of an onion out of the refrigerator after I chop it? And then how do I get the smell of the onion out of the plastic container when the onion is done? Well, first off, usually you need a whole onion in any recipe you do. So only use one onion at a time or two. And don't, anytime you refrigerate things, I think they lose, anytime you've got them ready, prepared, ready to go, I think they lose some of their value, their nutritional value. So use them. Use a whole onion, not a half an onion. Well, a whole onion's not going to hurt you. But if you have to put, sometimes I save one because a half an onion. I just save the whole half an onion. And maybe I need an onion and a half in some recipe that I'm doing because I don't cook with the GPS. I'm a free range cooker, y'all. And so if I've got to save an onion, I put it in a Ziploc bag. And I like my freezer bags because things don't, if you can smell something through plastic, that's not good. So I have little glass containers or a glass jar that you can put in the wash machine. Smells don't, we've got little jelly jars. You can put your onions in a jelly jar, or maybe you've got a pasta jar that you saved from the last time you made spaghetti and you bought jarred sauce, which is a great deal, y'all. Put it in a glass jar. Don't rely on plastic containers. We've all got way too many plastic containers, and they need to go away and just use stuff. I'm just not fond of plastic containers, y'all. I'm just not. So, washing things in hot water, putting them through the dishwasher will help with getting that smell out. Putting baking soda in them. And keep baking soda in your refrigerator, open. So, you can do it. You can do it. Time to share. Next question. Next question. I cannot manage to do anything without overthinking it or overspending time on any activity. How long do I spend on each area, like the bathroom or the hallway, etc.? I do the same thing every day in the kitchen, and every morning it looks as messy as the night before. Well, that doesn't make sense. If you're taking care of your kitchen and you're emptying the dishwasher, you should be doing fine. But swish and swipe in the bathroom takes a minute. A minute. Why are you not doing it? If it takes just a minute, we've all got a minute. The hallway, my hallway is small. And so I'm just mainly doing like dusting the register and the doors. That's all. And I use my multi-wand. I use my multi-wand for this. So I can't get it back in its spot. I'm going to have to set it right there for now. Anyway, so folks, let's see. You're overthinking things. Routines, your own automatic pilot. Your own automatic pilot. I do the same thing every day in the kitchen, and every morning it looks as messy. Well, you're probably going to bed with a clean dishwasher full of clean dishes. Empty your dishwasher before you go to bed, and then you'll have a dirty dish disposal unit. But guess what? The whining right now that you're doing about your kitchen being messy in the morning, be thankful you've got children that are using a kitchen. Be thankful. Don't whine. This is a no whining zone, y'all. A no whining zone. Let's see. Let's share again. We're going to do it. Everybody share. Playing a sharing game. I have 3 boys still home of very varied ages, and I've always struggled with how to include them in chores appropriately while following your schedule. I've probably overcomplicated things, but because I am so distractible, I desperately need routines. Any suggestions? Well, play games with the boys. Play games. And every day in the flight plan, we send out a kids mission for their bedroom. Now, if you can give your children the leeway to work in their bedroom, then keeping their bedroom clean is going to make you happy. I know you keep the door shut so you don't have to see it, that sort of thing. But including your children in laundry, have them gather up their laundry and take them down to the wash machine and show them how to do laundry. And have them help you in the kitchen. If you've got little kids on a day like this, put them in their bathing suits, put some shaving cream, or make some really thick bubbles with some baby shampoo in your blender and put it on the floor and let them slip and slide and scoot around and have fun on. You'll have the cleanest kitchen floor you've ever seen, and it's giving the kids an activity because it's nasty outside. It's a dark and rainy day, and you get to have fun. You get to have fun with your kids and let them clean the kitchen floor. And that floor will be so amazing. Then take some old towels and let them dry it. And before you know it, you've got a clean kitchen floor, and the kids have had fun, and they'll be begging to mop your floor with their little bottoms. So there you have it. So getting the kids involved is all about playing a game. Like musical chairs. Turn on the music and play weekly home blessing. Everybody draw something out of a little bowl. Put the 7 things that we do for weekly home blessing. Somebody take out the trash. Somebody go around with a purple rag and clean, or a pink rag, and with just a water in a bottle, and do the windows and the doors. Somebody take the feather duster. You can have fun playing a game with them. But if you don't train up a child in the way they should go when they're old, they're gonna have messy houses. You got to get them involved right now. Miss Joy in Nashville, she's having Dylan wash dishes. Now, it's playtime for Dylan, but she's loving it. She even got her so occupied the other day she could trim her long hair, and Dylan didn't even know it. So, get your kids involved in the kitchen on a little step stool and have them help you. But if you're a perfectionist and you think they're going to make a bigger mess, you're causing yourself a lot of problems. Okay, next question. Everybody share. This is our sharing game today. How to fly while sharing chores with others in the house? Well, here's the deal. You got to clean the house for you. And if other people are helping you, be thankful that they're helping and praise them that they're helping. But here's the issue. If their helping causes you to not be able to do what you're supposed to do, let's give an example. If the dishwasher needs to be emptied and the dishwasher hasn't been emptied because that's somebody's chore, then I hate that word, y'all. I hate the word chore. Then take that little blessing back and you empty the dishwasher and give them another job. If not taking out the trash is causing problems in your life, then take the trash out. So you can do it. But then give them something else to do. Have them go make the beds, or have them run the carpet sweeper, or have them something that doesn't depend on something else. Have them gather up the laundry. So take back those little blessings that really cause you a lot of problems when they're not done. Because a messy, piled up kitchen trash can is gross. Makes your kitchen smell bad, all of it. So take that back and just do it. It'll take you 2 minutes to empty the trash. Okay, next question. Everybody share. Let's see how many shares we can get today. I bet we set a record. All because y'all are paying attention. What do you think of a whole food plant-based eating? I don't know what that means. Whole food. I'm not a vegetarian. I like my meat. And I'm never going to be whole food. But when I eat veggies, I want whole veggies. Yesterday we had cabbage. The most amazing cabbage. And it was a whole food. But I'm not going to go vegetarian. I am a vegetarian because I like my vegetables. But I got to have my meat too. So I ain't going there. Not going there because I think we need balance in all things. Do you understand it? Balance in all things. My doctor likes a vegetarian diet and to eliminate all meat except fish. I'm just not going to go there. Okay, folks. Let's share, everybody. Let's share. Okay, we got one page done. Can you suggest a few tips on how to keep your relationship with your husband fun, loving, and caring? I'm going to save that question for the last question because I have a big one just like that. So, we get a double share now. Double share. Okay. How would you recommend organizing food storage? I have huge shelves in my basement where we keep it, but I wonder if I can maximize more space. We need more since we have 2 children, and I just keep it rotated. Just having a space issue, I don't have room for another shelf. I want you to go onto Pinterest and look at our own YouTube, either one, Pinterest or YouTube, and look for creative ways for food storage in your house. That came up in my newsfeed yesterday. I didn't watch it because I don't need it. But look for it. Excuse me. There are lots of ways for food storage. Yeah, there are lots. First one that Leanne has told us about for 20 years is to eliminate your hall closet. Eliminate it and turn it in. Eliminate your linen closet into a pantry. A pantry. You got it? Eliminate your linen closet. Store your linens, your extra sheets for your bed underneath your mattress. The extra sheets for the other beds. Lay them flat and they're underneath the mattress. It's quite simple. And then blankets and things can be laid underneath the mattress between the box spring and the mattress. And put the towels in the bathroom. Hang towels up for everybody and then have a little bin underneath your bathroom cabinet for the extra towels. And you don't need many. You really don't need that many. And turn that linen closet or that hall closet or that coat closet in the living room that you don't use into storage for your appliances and for food. Okay. Please share. Please share. We're on a sharing spree. I really like the Fly Lady app, but I wished it had the launch pad from the website integrated into the app. Would that be a possibility? No, I don't really know which app you're talking about. If it's Alexander's app, which is Fly Lady Plus, our app is the Messenger app, which is just another way to get the messages to you. With Alexander's app, you can add some routines. Well, a launch pad is part of your before bed routine. And a launch pad is a physical place in your house. So you've got to label the launch pad and put your items there for the next day. That's what the launch pad is all about. So you're wanting everything laid out on a plate for you, and it doesn't have to be that way. You just have to assign a place. I have a table by the front door. I have a little plant stand that's right by the basement door because Robert goes to the basement, puts things in his car. So he puts things on that little launch pad. He has a launch pad. I have a launch pad. I have to go out the front door to my car. So establish a launch pad, and as part of your before bed routine, put those things together. We got a song about it. Okay, we're going to share like crazy today. I dress to my shoes in the morning, but find around 6 p.m. I would like to kick them off and relax for the evening. Thoughts on the shoe timeline? Well, that's just great. You've gotten everything done. I do not recommend being in the kitchen without your shoes on. So if you have more stuff to do in the kitchen, you need to keep your shoes on. But as soon as you settle down for the evening, you can put your house shoes on. My feet get cold, so sometimes I wear my shoes till 10 o'clock when I put my jammies on. But most of the time, I have shoes on my feet, whether it's shoes all during the day up until about 9 or 10 o'clock, and then I put my house shoes on because my feet get cold. Okay. It's okay to take your shoes off in the evening. Yeah. But you don't need to have anything else to do in the kitchen, because if you do something else in the kitchen, you're going to drop a knife right on top of your foot, and that ain't going to be fun. Let's see. Next question. What was your inspiration for writing Body Clutter? Well, I'll tell you flat out what the inspiration was for writing Body Clutter. Leanne had moved to California, and she had taken a job being a drive time disc jockey on a Christian radio station. And after a year, she went in for her annual evaluation, and they fired her. And it just broke my heart. So I sat on my front porch. I don't know where she was in her house, but we outlined the book that day, that very day. And the rest is history. Here comes the rain. No cardinal today. So that was our inspiration for writing Body Clutter, was that Leanne needed a project. And you know, when you got a friend, you just have to do what you can to help them. Okay, that's it. Now, let's get back to this question. Can you suggest a few tips on how to keep your relationship with your husband fun, loving, and caring? Well, let me get to this next question. Hello, Fly Lady. I have a question for you, and I'd love to hear you talk about either during the Q&A or during tea time. And I may carry it on to tea time. I don't know. You're so sweet and kind when you talk about your relationship with Robert. Could you maybe give like 3 tips for staying sweet with your sweet darling? My husband and I are going to be completely empty nesters in the next couple of years when our youngest of 3 heads to college. Because our lives have been so centered around the kids, we need to find our new normal, just the 2 of us. It's fun to look forward to, but I could use a few little tips for keeping our relationship strong, fun, and lovely. You seem to have it dialed in, and I'm wondering if you could have some tips. I think our good relationships all start in our minds, and I'm wondering if you might have a few thoughts on this. You're just so sweet, and I love to hear you talk about Robert. Well, Robert is my sweet darling. We got a testimony the other day that said, "Thank you. I started calling my husband sweet darling too." We toast our tea to sweet darlings, and it's just who we are. But we don't have children. But being wrapped up in your children does not say you can do two things at the same time, y'all. You can do two things at the same time. You don't have to be all about the kids. It's all about the base. You don't have to be all about the kids and let your relationship go to heck in the handbasket. You can't do that. You got to do both things. And how in the world, now riddle me this, how in the world are your children going to know how to treat their spouse if they don't see the two of you as a team? It's not just mama and daddy. It's mama and daddy's relationship that bore you. I've been reading Genesis. I'm about through with Genesis. I got about 10 more chapters to go. But your relationship beget these children. You have to keep this relationship at the forefront of your family because it is the core of the family. Without this relationship, your children don't know how to treat their prospective spouse. Say that 3 times. So take care of your relationship and everything's going to fall into place. Now, we have this as part of our basic weekly plan. If you've been missing date night, shame on you. Yeah, I said it. Shame on you. Because date night is an important part of our week. It renews our relationships with each other. Do something special. Last week, we went and got German food. We went for a drive. It was about a 20-30 minute drive to get the German food. And we enjoyed talking to each other in the car. It was kind of special because I hadn't been out of the house in weeks and weeks and weeks. Since the 1st of February. So about 6 weeks. We have to put that relationship first in everything you do. Now, if you're treating your husband as if he were one of your children, you're ruining your relationship. Then you've become his mother, and that is not good. That is not good at all. So do not treat your husband as if he were a child. Don't say, "Oh, I've got 4 boys in the house. 3 that I gave birth to and 1 I married." Don't do that. Don't do that. And somebody's asking, what do you do if you don't have a husband or don't have a man? Then pick one of your children to have a date night with. This is keeping that relationship going. They may be grown. Maybe they just need lunch with mama every once in a while. Maybe it's just something fun you can do together. So nurture your relationship. Do not treat your husband as if they're a child. Now, here's the hard part. You're quick to anger. You're quick to let words fly out of your mouth. And you got to stop that because words hurt. Words hurt relationships. Words hurt your sex life. Words hurt. So when you feel a rush of rage come up in you and you're getting ready to say something hateful to your husband, I want you to put some tape over your mouth. Just flat out put some tape over your mouth if you have to. Bite your tongue. Don't say ugly things. run it, like have an inner dialogue with yourself on how that's going to make your husband feel if you say that. Don't do that to your husband. Don't do it. Listen to yourself say it inside of you, and then look at his reaction in your brain. And if you will nip that in the bud and take a few deep breaths and walk away, you're gonna make your relationship much better. You can find a different way to talk about things. I remember early on in our relationship, Robert had a way of dispelling anger toward an inanimate object. And one of those things was a chainsaw that he just beat against the tree because he couldn't get it to work. And he can fix anything. And him having that rage scared me because I grew up in a family. It's sort of like I had PTSD. I grew up in a family that fought. Mom and Daddy fought. Awful, just awful. And it scared me. And so I waited until it was like the next day and I said, honey, I just explained to him, I said, yesterday when you were beating the tree with the chainsaw, it gave me weird feelings. And he said, well, how? And I said, well, I just explained that I grew up in a family that had a lot of domestic violence, and it scared me. And he said, well, it's good for me to vent, so why don't we come up with a compromise? I'll do things like that out of your sight, or I'll warn you that I'm getting ready to destroy this chainsaw. And then you'll know that it's not toward you, it's toward this item. So that worked. It really worked. But he was already mad at the chainsaw. Why was I going to stop him from venting on that chainsaw? So I waited a reasonable amount of time, and then we had a discussion about it. And now I startle easily. So now if he's going to crush a can or a plastic jug or something, he hollers out, noise coming. And that's my cue that there's going to be a big noise and I'm prepared for it so I don't get startled. I do the same thing with him. If I'm going to roll my dirty clothes down the basement steps, I don't want him to think I've fallen down the steps. So I do it. I say, noise coming. And he understands that I'm going to do something that's going to make a lot of noise. So neither one of us gets startled. So treat your husband with respect. The Bible teaches us to love our neighbor as ourselves and to do unto the others as you would have them do unto you. Do you want somebody yelling at you? No, you don't. You don't want to be that person. So be kind to your family members. Be kind. And that kindness doesn't have to wait until the kids are grown. Doesn't have to wait till the kids are grown. I mean, I am so thankful that I share a home with somebody I don't mind being with 24/7. I've known people who had a 48-hour rules, that if nobody left the house in 48 hours, somebody had to leave, because that's just sad. That's just sad. I don't even realize I spend 24 hours a day with my husband. He's out and about and in the yard, and today it's nasty and rainy, and this afternoon he's going to go play chess. And you just have to be kind. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Do you want to be yelled at? No, you don't. So why are you yelling at your husband? Stop it, and stop it now. Stop playing the martyr. Nobody loves a martyr, not even the martyr. Somebody mentioned in the comments consideration. Consider how somebody else is going to feel. I think consideration is just as powerful as love, because when you consider somebody else's feelings, you're putting them first. You're putting them first. So be kind to your spouse. Well, folks, we've done it. Please share. I think I've given you some tips. Plan date night. It's tomorrow night. What are you going to do for date night? Maybe you feed the kids early, and teenagers are going to be out of the house anyway, and just maybe you have a romantic dinner, just the two of you. You can make a romantic dinner quite easily. I have a little grill pan that I can heat up in the oven and sear some steaks, and yum. And you know what? Best way to a man's heart is through his tummy. If you feed them, they will come. Well, with YouTube, you have to look at the share button and copy the link and then post it someplace else. Somebody's asked me how to do that. Anyway, I love you all, and I will see you at 3 o'clock, and we will have tea together, and that's always fun for me. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but it'll be great. I love you all. I will see you after a while. Please share our videos. And one thing I want you to remember, death is going to come calling for all of us. And I don't want your last words to your husband to be hateful. Don't do that. I watched a movie the other day, and this many years before this lady had a horse that was dying and had to be put down. And she went to this horse and she whispered in his ear loving things. Such a beautiful moment. And then the horse died, but her husband was dying. And before he was sick, he asked her, "What did you say to the horse?" "I never knew what you said." And she said, "I told him how wonderful he was to ride and to jump and to go through the fields, and what a joy it was to be a part of his life." And so her husband was dying, and she started whispering in his ear all the things she loved about their life together. What if you did that more often instead of just on the deathbed? What if you did it more often? Just say, "Thank you, honey." Being grateful for little things, little things like bringing me a cup of coffee. "Thank you, honey." Going to pick up dinner. "Thank you for going to get dinner." And it's not condescending. It's actually being grateful. So be grateful. Thank you for all the hard work you do for our family. Be grateful, because that gratitude kindles more of that love. And that love, when your children see you loving each other, that sets the example for them. So folks, love each other. Be kind. Treat each other the way you want to be treated. Relationships are not a 50-50 proposition. They're not. They're 100% and 100%. And both of you giving as much as possible to each other. All you can to stay on top and in love with each other. Another fun thing to do is to get a picture of your husband when he was a baby. I know this sounds weird. It worked for me a long time ago with Justin's dad. But that little baby in that picture, how could you yell at that little baby? He's got a baby's heart. Be kind. Choose your words. And just say thank you. I love you all. I'll see you at 3.